10 fun and strange facts about butterflies that sound completely fake, but aren't. And trust me, the last few facts are so unbelievable that they completely changed how scientists view these tiny insects. Let's get started. Now, for most people, butterflies are simply beautiful insects floating through gardens on warm, sunny days. They're often associated with peace, beauty, and transformation. But what many people don't realize is that butterflies are far more complex than they appear. These tiny creatures have evolved incredible survival strategies over millions of years. They've developed unusual senses, strange feeding habits, and abilities that seem impossible for something so small. Some species can travel farther than many birds. Others can fool predators with elaborate disguises. And some undergo a transformation so extreme that scientists are still fascinated by how it works. The more you learn about butterflies, the more you realize they're not just beautiful. They're biological marvels. And our first fact proves exactly that. Now, fact number 1, butterflies taste with their feet. Imagine walking into a restaurant and instantly knowing how food tastes simply by standing on it. As strange as that sounds, butterflies do something very similar every day. Butterflies have special taste receptors located on their feet. When they land on a flower or plant, they're actually testing it. They're checking whether the plant contains nectar or if it's suitable for laying eggs. This ability is especially important for female butterflies. A female needs to find the perfect plant for her future caterpillars. If she chooses the wrong one, her offspring might not survive. So every landing is like a quick inspection. Scientists have discovered that butterflies can gather an enormous amount of information from these taste sensors. What looks like a simple landing to us is actually a sophisticated decision-making process. But tasting with their feet isn't even their strangest sensory ability, because the way butterflies see the world is even more incredible. Now, fact number 2, butterflies can see colors humans can't see. Humans see the world in a wide range of colors, but butterflies take that ability to another level. Many species can see ultraviolet light, which is completely invisible to us. To a butterfly, a flower doesn't look the same way it looks to a human. What appears to be a plain flower may actually be covered in bright patterns and glowing markings. These hidden designs act like landing strips that guide butterflies directly to nectar. Imagine putting on a pair of glasses and suddenly discovering secret messages painted across every flower in a garden. That's essentially what butterflies experience. Scientists believe this ability helps them find food more efficiently and identify suitable mates. Their vision gives them access to a completely different version of reality. And while that might sound impressive, it doesn't explain how some butterflies manage one of the greatest journeys in nature. Because the next fact is almost impossible to believe. Fact number 3, some butterflies travel thousands of miles. When people think about migration, they usually imagine birds flying across continents. Very few people think about butterflies, but they should. Monarch butterflies complete one of the most remarkable migrations on Earth. Every year, millions of monarchs travel thousands of miles across North America. Some begin their journey in Canada and eventually reach mountain forests in Mexico. The truly unbelievable part is that many of the butterflies making the trip have never been there before. They somehow know where to go without following experienced leaders. Scientists believe they use a combination of the sun's position and Earth's magnetic field to navigate. Even today, researchers are still studying exactly how this works. Just imagine weighing less than a paperclip and somehow finding your way across an entire continent. It's one of nature's greatest mysteries. But surviving such an incredible journey requires protection, and this is where things get really interesting. Fact number 4, butterflies are masters of disguise. The world is full of animals that would love to eat butterflies. Birds, spiders, lizards, and countless other predators see them as an easy meal. So butterflies developed an extraordinary defense: deception. Some species have giant eye-like patterns on their wings. When threatened, they suddenly reveal these markings, making predators think they're facing a much larger animal.
Other butterflies look almost identical to dead leaves. When they land among real leaves, they practically disappear. Some even mimic dangerous species, despite being completely harmless. This trick is called mimicry. It's nature's version of wearing a disguise. And for many butterflies, it can mean the difference between life and death. But not all butterflies rely on tricks. Some have a much more direct way of staying safe. And it involves poison. Fact number 5. Some butterflies are toxic. Bright colors in nature often serve as warning signs, and certain butterflies are excellent examples. Monarch butterflies become toxic because of what they eat as caterpillars. Their favorite food is milkweed. This plant contains chemicals that make many animals sick. As caterpillars feed on milkweed, those chemicals build up in their bodies. The toxins remain even after they become butterflies. As a result, many predators quickly learn an important lesson. Orange and black butterflies are best left alone. After one unpleasant experience, birds often avoid monarchs entirely. It's a brilliant survival strategy. The butterfly doesn't need to fight. It simply teaches predators not to make the same mistake twice. But some butterflies have feeding habits far stranger than anything we've discussed so far. Fact number 6. Some butterflies drink tears. At first glance, this sounds completely made up, but it's true. Scientists have observed butterflies drinking tears from animals such as turtles, crocodiles, and even some mammals. Why would they do this? The answer is surprisingly simple. Butterflies need minerals and salts to survive. Flower nectar provides energy, but it doesn't always contain enough of these important nutrients. Tears happen to be rich in minerals, so certain butterflies take advantage of the opportunity.
As strange as it sounds, they're basically collecting nutrients from an unusual source. Nature often finds solutions that seem bizarre to us, and this is one of the strangest examples. Yet somehow, the next fact is even more surprising, because some butterflies don't eat at all. Fact number 7. Some adult butterflies never eat. Most animals spend a large portion of their lives searching for food, but some butterfly species break that rule completely. After emerging as adults, they never eat again. Instead, they rely entirely on energy stored during their caterpillar stage. Everything they need has already been collected. Their adult lives are focused on one thing: reproduction. They find mates, lay eggs, and continue the life cycle. In some cases, these butterflies live only a short time as adults. It's a strategy that sounds risky, but it's worked for millions of years. Nature has many different ways to survive, and perhaps the most incredible survival strategy of all is the transformation that creates a butterfly in the first place. Fact number 8. Caterpillars undergo an extreme transformation. Most people know that caterpillars become butterflies, but very few realize how dramatic the process actually is. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar doesn't simply grow wings. Its body undergoes an extraordinary transformation. Many structures break down and are reorganized. Specialized cells begin building entirely new features. Wings form. New organs develop. The result is an insect that looks completely different from the one that entered the chrysalis. Scientists still consider metamorphosis one of nature's greatest wonders. It's hard to imagine another transformation quite as dramatic. And somehow, the finished butterfly still has another surprise waiting. Fact number 9. Butterfly wings are mostly transparent. When you look at a butterfly, its bright colors seem obvious. But here's the strange truth. Butterfly wings are actually mostly transparent. The colors come from thousands of tiny scales covering the surface. These scales reflect and scatter light in specific ways. Together, they create the brilliant patterns we admire. Without those scales, the wings would appear largely clear. It's a reminder that nature often creates beauty through incredibly complex engineering. Scientists have even studied butterfly wings for inspiration in technology and material science. But our final fact may be the most mind-blowing of them all, because it challenges what we think we know about memory. Fact number 10. Butterflies may remember being caterpillars. For a long time, scientists assumed metamorphosis completely reset an insect's brain.
After all, the animal undergoes such a dramatic transformation. But research suggests that some memories may survive. In experiments, caterpillars learn to avoid certain experiences. After transforming into butterflies, they still appear to remember those lessons. Think about how incredible that is. A creature changes almost everything about its body, yet parts of its past may remain. It's one of the most fascinating discoveries in butterfly research, and it suggests butterflies may be even more complex than we ever imagined. Conclusion. After learning all these facts, butterflies don't seem quite so simple anymore. They taste with their feet. They see hidden colors. They travel thousands of miles. They disguise themselves, carry toxins, drink tears, and undergo one of the most extraordinary transformations in nature.
What appears to be a delicate insect is actually a highly specialized survivor, equipped with abilities that sound completely unreal. The next time you see a butterfly drifting through the air, take a moment to appreciate what you're really looking at. Because behind those colorful wings is one of nature's most fascinating success stories. And maybe that's the biggest surprise of all. The most extraordinary creatures aren't always the largest or strongest. Sometimes they're the ones quietly fluttering right past us every day.